Grand Rising. Take a look at this picture here. A Lacandan man of Mexico's Mayan lowlands regards a likeness of a Mayan carved more than 1,000 years ago on a stela, right, in Bonampak. Now it's funny, they're going to use this dude and try to say, oh, those were the same people. Why didn't you use the color version, bruh? Why didn't you use the picture that was painted on the walls? Just because this person shares some features doesn't mean that he is the one that comes from these, these pictures, that were painted on the walls in Bonampak. Why don't you use the color pictures that look like this? Because I can see, they're showing all these people as so-called copper colored people. So you didn't want to use this picture, though, to show, you just want to show that something's carved in the wall. Now, I do know that I've been into Chichen Itza, and I see how you guys take a lot of those pictures out. You chisel them out, and the faces and whatever else and how they look, you chisel those things out. But, you want to show stuff like this and say that these are the people that were there thousands of years ago. Good try. Now, this video was shared with me, and I put it and I reposted it on my on my TikTok, so you guys can check it out. But you can just listen to this so-called native talking about landback, and that they are the original natives, and this, and that. So let me just play, and you can just listen real quick.
They don't have what we have because we are indigenous. We are of this land, and we're the only ones that can say that. We're the only ones in this country that can say we are never homeless. Houseless, yes, at times, but never, ever homeless. We are of this land. So land back that carries a lot of history and a lot of hope. So I love that saying, land back.
You're not getting a land back that was never yours in the first place. The people that were here thousands of years ago did not look like you. Now, she looks like one of these, pretendians that's going on here. The Chinos, the ones that were brought over here on the hidden Pacific slave trade. Now, I'm not saying that there might have been some other people that were here as well. I don't know that. But I know that these lands were given to our people. Were there other people living among us? Quite possibly. But see, you guys were the ones that went along with the Catholic Church to say that we were never here, that we were all foreigners, that we were all from Africa. Now, see, you were the ones that went along with that whole scenario. But it was only a matter of time before the Most High awakened us and let us see these murals that were painted, and you guys show these pictures of people that might have physical characteristics that look a little bit like this. But then, of course, you conveniently don't show how these people all dark copper-colored people here, like in this mural. So you can keep on playing like, this is a joke, pretendians, and you guys are they're not like us. When you're talking about really, you're not like us. You're not like the original people. Now, as we've been getting here into this Asian slaves in colonial Mexico, you got no pushback. You guys can't say anything because you are vassals. Your job was just to sit there and play the part. But eventually the Most High is going to awaken us, and there's going to be nothing that you can do to come back and combat this information. There's no coming back from what's being pulled out now. This is why they have all these huge sensational stories. Oh man, Israel's going to hit Iran any minute. They're going to do this. They're going to do that. They're going to go after their nuclear facilities. They're going to go after this. They're going to go after that. Okay, well, that was supposed to happen last night. What's going to happen now, tonight? Oh, we're just going to wait for this. Oh, because we are the time clock. As you see, we are getting our knowledge, understanding back. You have no response. So you've got to make this big whole concoction over somewhere else, because you cannot talk about this truth that is now haunting you, this truth that is chasing you. So like right here, the church simultaneously defended the natural liberty of the Indians and justified the institution of slavery. The indigenous peoples of colonized territories were vassals. That would be you, pretendians. Okay, so there's no land back because the land was never yours in the first place. Your land back happened in the late 1600s. That's when your land back, you got taken our land and given to you. That's your land back. There is no land back coming in the future. That's when you got established before. All of these fake independence, wars and everything else, that was your land back. All, 200 years ago, 120 years ago, 80 years. Whenever you guys started getting your little land, your little borders that the white man was making up, that was your land back then. So the indigenous peoples of colonized territories were vassals of the Spaniards' crown who needed to be brought into the Christian fold and protected in their natural liberty. Slaves were foreigners. Chino slaves blurred that distinction because they endeavored to become Indians and gain full membership in the church as free men and women. So see, you got the Chinos that were coming in, that were being brought in from the fake slave trade, who wanted to be have to get that Indian status, so they wanted to join the churches, right? They wanted full membership in the church, right, as a free man and a free woman. As you can see, they weren't talking about getting full membership in this country. They wanted full membership in the church because, see, the church was the one dictating who was a vassal and who was a slave. So that we don't want to be mobbed up with these niggas over here. So we want to be Indians. So we're gonna go over here with these people. We don't want to be foreigners. We don't want to be Negros. We don't want to be those people. See, but see, now all of a sudden, now that we've been awakened, and now the Most High is bringing us back into knowledge and understanding of what we are. Now y'all talking about land back. What land do you think you're going to be getting back? You chose to be a vassal to the church and this system. You didn't want to be down with us so-called black people, us so-called Negroes. Now, see, in every group, you're going to have people that are going to be awakened and are going to come with us because our people are scattered in every group. It's just saying that all of these people are our people, or all of this group, all of people from this country is our. That's not going to work. It's just like in the so-called Negro community here, our so-called black community, our so-called indigenous community, that certain people in these groups are going to be awakened. You don't see all Negroes being awakened. You see some being awakened. Just like in Mexico, you're going to get some people. Just like in Britain, you're going to get some people. And just Ireland, you're going to get some people. The Most High is going to dictate who gets awakened. Even in the so-called Indian, Native American population, there's going to be some people that are going to be awakened. And that's between the Most High and each individual. This is why we're bringing this information. And see, they're trying to hide it. They're trying to bury the information. They're trying to bury the videos. Because in the apocalypse of Elijah, it talks about how once they get enlightened to what's really going on, they go after Satan. And they say, you said that you could protect us. You said that if we followed you, you could protect us. And it says, you have made us an enemy of the Most High. You made us an enemy of God. And that's exactly what you're seeing right now. See, they're not even giving you an opportunity to hear this truth. They're making you an enemy of the Most High because they've made you an enemy of the Most High's chosen people. We are his representatives here on earth. What we're trying to tell you is the truth. And the devil is trying to hide all this information. See, him hiding this information is not stopping the destruction that's coming. As you can see, this country is a wrap. Not just this country, the whole world is a wrap. No matter where you try to go, you can see it's just everything's blowing up in their face because we have come to the end of their rule. So again, right here, Chino slaves blurred this distinction because they endeavored to become Indians and gain full membership of the church, in the church as free men and women. It was critical, in other words, for Chino slaves to be seen as natives instead of foreigners, to be able to claim that they could not legally be enslaved. See, they didn't want to be labeled as a foreigner like us. We are the original people that were here, and they just changed us to be foreigners. They were bringing other groups of people over here from the Philippines. They didn't want to be labeled as foreigners like us, so they wanted to be. So it's always been about, not wanting to be, mobbed up with the foreigners, and we were made foreigners on our own land. So again, by the end of the 17th century, the church assented to Chinos' self-identification and incorporated Chinos into the institution. Okay, institutional framework as Indians. So you guys can't even prove that you are Indians outside of the white man approving you. See, the church is your daddy, and they approved you being Indians. It had nothing to do with blood quantum, had nothing to do with you saying that you are. You self-identified many of you yourselves as this, and the church approved you. This is why you are now Catholics till today. This is why you have given your worship to the church, because they took down the Israelites and gave you the opportunity to be us. They gave you the opportunity to be the indigenous people. And now you are stuck not being able to tell the truth. And like it said in the apocalypse of Elijah, that the devil made you an enemy of the Most High. And you took the bag. Much love, family. Shalom. And just so we can finish this up, we love being the original people once again. Shalom.